I kept checking the street longer than I should have. At first, it felt reasonable. People run late. Kids need convincing to leave the house. There's always one family that shows up 20 minutes after everything starts. So I kept glancing through the window while tying ribbons onto chairs that didn't need more decoration. My daughter was still excited. That part made it harder to accept what was happening in real time. "Are they close?" she asked, already in her party dress, already holding the little paper crown she picked out herself. "Probably," I said. "Traffic." I said it lightly, like I believed it. By the time the cake was out, the room had that strange fullness that comes from effort, not people. Balloons, snacks, neatly arranged plates. Everything waiting for hands that weren't there. No cars pulled up, no messages came through. I turned my phone over at some point, so I wouldn't keep checking it in front of her. We lit the candles anyway. She hesitated before making a wish. Not because she didn't know what to wish for, but because she was waiting. I leaned in slightly. "Go ahead." She nodded, quick and quiet, and blew them out. We clapped. Just the two of us. After that, I made it feel like a smaller party on purpose. We opened gifts slowly, played the games anyway, laughed where we could. She didn't ask again. That was the part I couldn't shake. Later that night, after she fell asleep on the couch, still holding one of the unopened party favors, I checked my phone. Nothing. Not even a late excuse. Not even a quick apology. It wasn't dramatic. It was empty. A week passed like that. No one mentioned it. No one acknowledged it. Then my mom texted, "Don't forget your cousin's engagement party, $1,800 per guest. Dress formal. No greeting. No context. Just expectation." I read it once, then again the same way I had read messages before, waiting for something softer to appear between the lines. It didn't. I sat with it longer than I expected to. Not because I was considering going. That part was already settled somewhere deeper. It was the tone. As if nothing had happened. As if we were still operating under the same quiet agreement. That I would adjust, accommodate, show up. I transferred $1. In the note section, I wrote, "We'll pass," that was all. I didn't block anyone. Didn't mute anything. I just set the phone down and went back to making dinner. 2 days later, there was a knock at the door, firm. Not aggressive. Just certain. When I opened it, my dad was standing there, his face already flushed in a way that told me this conversation had started before I got involved. Next to him stood a police officer. Calm, neutral. Present in a way that shifted everything immediately. "I just want to talk," my dad said, but it came out tight, like he'd already said too much on the way here. The officer glanced at me briefly, then back at him. Not intervening, but not absent either. "I think this isn't the place," I said. It wasn't confrontational. Just clear. My dad stepped forward slightly, then stopped when the officer shifted his stance. Not dramatic, just enough to make the boundary visible. "She's your mother," he said. "You don't send something like that. It's disrespectful." I held his gaze for a moment, then looked past him at the street, at nothing in particular. "No one came," I said. "It wasn't loud, it didn't need to be." He opened his mouth, then closed it again. Whatever explanation he had prepared didn't seem to fit anymore. The officer spoke then, evenly. "Sir, if they've asked for space, it's best to respect that." There it was. Simple. Unarguable. My dad exhaled, the tension shifting into something less certain. "I didn't know it was like this," he muttered. I nodded once. Not in agreement. Just acknowledgement. "Now you do." He didn't argue after that. They left without raising their voices. No scene, no resolution. Just a line drawn clearly enough that it didn't need to be repeated. Inside, the house was quiet. The decorations from the party were still partly up. I hadn't taken them down yet. My daughter's crown was still on the table. I picked it up, turned it over in my hands, then set it back down carefully. Not everything gets fixed when it's finally seen, but some things stop being ignored, and that, for now, was enough.